All right, we're gonna go in and I'll figure out a title later. I'll figure out one later. It's not that important. The word is the word. And go with me to Ephesians 3:20. Ephesians 3 and verse 20. Ephesians 3 and verse 20. When you get there, just shout out, I am wealth, because Yah is wealth, and he dwells within me. Well, when you understand, when you get that down and you keep talking to yourself like that, talking to yourself, because like you got a lot of talk that's been going on in your life from the time of your conception. A lot of talk that's been around that you watch. I'll latch on to that. And all talk and communication you're around is nothing but seeds. People sowing seeds. Make sure the people that you are around, they're sowing seeds of life and life more abundant, not life according to hurts, unhealed wounds, emotions. A lot of folks, our people not moving by the Ruach, but they're moving by emotion when it comes to dealing with their own people. You see? And if the Most High moved by emotion, we would all be doomed concerning us, right? You got folks that watch, they don't move by the Ruach when it comes to folks. And I'm gonna say this: when you see people that have a area where they have not chosen to come into agreement with the instructions of Yah in that area of their life, if you're able to see it and discern it, that's what you're supposed to be, not be a reviler, which is a person that just talks down. You see what I'm saying? Or belittles. You're supposed to be that light. So a lot of our people, even in the scripts, that's what they would do. But that's why the Most High talked about offering the ministry of what? Reconciliation. You can't reconcile nobody until you reconcile yourself. You got to get to know you. Why you like that? Why you have that? Why do you have to, be that way? Why do you have to be seen, heard, or whatever it has to be? Why do you think you have to do that? What is it? And the Most High He's waiting to give you that healing instruction, because the way the Most High heals you is by a word of instruction. And when you're closed to hearing from the inside, He usually sends a mouthpiece, a messenger to you. And hopefully you will hear that messenger. And when you don't hear that messenger, then He sends a experience to teach you. You see? He'll send an experience. You don't want to get that experience. You see? Okay. It says, now unto Him, that's you, me, whoever. And Paul is talking to the Israelites here in what? Ephesus. Right? He's talking to the Israelites here in Ephesus. Now watch what he tells them. Now unto Him that is, I'm going to say unto Him. Now he ain't talking, he said whoever, basically to this one. Those, basically when he said unto Him, that means the one that choose to do what he's about to say. Because everybody, don't choose it. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to choose it. You could be around, listen to it week in, week out, and you still don't choose it. You see? He said, now unto Him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above, well, the him he's talking about the Most High. Let me make that right. The him he's talking about is the Most High. Exceedingly abundantly above what? All that we what? Ask or what? Ask or think. Asking comes from where? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So watch. Before you ever thought to, before you ever asked it, you thought it. That's why he says, who can do, abundantly above all you can what? Ask or think. Because you thought before you spoke. You always are thinking before you speak. Right? You always think before you speak. So a lot of times, people play the fool. You know why you said that. And you got folks that they're very mischievous with their communication. And I'm going to tell you, don't be a mischievous person. Because guess what? When you're a mischievous person with communication, guess what? You finna reap a person, because that's the energy you like to work with. Now you finna reap a person that's mischievous with their communication. Then you're going to want to talk about them. And you're going to wonder, how did they come into my life? You manifested it. Everybody about this manifesting. Yeah, you manifested. That's what you like to work with. You did it with him, so guess what? Over here in Sea Wing, guess what? The Most High got your manifestation come Monday at Sea Wing. They don't think I know what they're doing. Yeah. No, they know you know what they're doing because you're the one manifesting. You're the creator. And then, then what? If you manifest, he's like, you act like you don't know who I am. I'm your thought outside of you. You don't know who I am? I rebuke and I bind you. And that thing, you like, how you gonna bind your thought? How you gonna bind your action? You do that over here, so what? You manifest it over here. You just manifest it in a different place. Ooh. That's called the law of what? Seed time and harvest, and also the law of what? Attraction. Now unto him, how about the Most High, that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. Now he's having to deal with our people about what? About their mindset, according to how they think, and then according to how they ask. Because somehow they watch in a foreign land because of what? How they thought and how they begin to, that's what messed them up. You see how he's bringing the ministry of reconciliation with their mind. It's your thought and your watch. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth what? Speak. You're thinking, you speaking. As you think, you speak. You ever said somebody said, honestly, I don't know you, and you just felt the energy like, boy, you a deep liar. What you mean you didn't know? You had no clue, huh? Then watch. When you start realizing, watch. Now you finna manifest somebody outside of you that's watch. And they gonna do something to you they like, honestly, I didn't know. Y'all pray for me. See all that, y'all pray for me. You didn't see that in the scripture. You didn't see that, right? Them doing that kind of stuff. Christianity taught us that. You can do it to somebody else, but don't worry about it coming back to you. Watch now. All that we ask or think according to the what? Power. The power. I got the power. When you see the word power, that means God. According means what? A selection or choice. According to the Elohim that you have chose to work in you. According That means according means you done made a choice concerning the God, which type of God go work in your mind. And so, remember he told them, I don't want to hear your feast, I don't care. Watch. Because they knew how to just do the routine stuff, but they had another God working in their mind. Like our people, they ain't known how to do this, religiously, but guess what? Your actions, you got another God working in you. How you gonna have all and be angry with your sister and your brother, and you supposed to have the Ruach on the inside of you? You supposed to have the Ruach on the inside of you. Say me something. According to the God, the Elohim, that you have chosen to work within you. Now watch, when you've chosen the Elohim of the scriptures, guess what you have? You don't have to ask for freedom, you what? You have it, right? You don't have to ask for peace, you have it, because guess what? He's an Elohim of peace, and he dwells what? In this earthen temple, because this body is his what? His temple. So a lot of times what you feel, what the Most High is doing through this, like I say, this revealing, this time of revealing, he says, watch, I got to expose who I really am and expose you to who you really are. And you're going to continue to hear me say, I'm not going to talk as a whole, because like I say, you hear me addressing the scriptures properly. Paul is talking to the Israelites in Ephesus, because they have lost their whole way. Not, watch, you got just one group of people, they only think about identity. There's a lot that was lost. Oh, there was a lot that was lost. There was a lot that was lost. According to the Elohim, the power. Most people thought that was abilities. You have selected an Elohim, watch, to speak to your mind. You selected him. You chose it. You have chosen this what's working with you. Now most people, they love this abundant because they love to ask for things, right? They ain't thinking about what they have selected. It's what? It's a one-way street. You don't realize he's talking about, like I said, when he says power, whenever you see power, that's talking about a God. The Most High God. And he's telling them, watch, according to the power that works. Read what it says over William.
Now unto him.
Unto who?
Him.
Him. Who is him? Go ahead.
That is able.
That's the Most High, right? Him is talking about the Most High, right? Unto him, right? Unto him. Now unto him, that is what?
That is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that we ask or think.
So he talks about him, right? Which is, the translators of our scripture, they use pronouns and put stuff in English to really mess us up with our understanding. You see what I'm saying? We're understanding. And so that's why you hear me go back over and repeat it over and over again, because we got to find out who the him is. Because for a minute, I messed up and just said the him was us. But now the him is the Most High. Unto him, that is, and it describes him, right? He's able to do what?
To do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that we ask or think.
So we know, based on that description, it's talking about the Most High, right? He's able to do all these things abundantly. It's giving you, watch. It's like Paul is being a good salesman, right? Okay, the Elohim. Now, if you choose this Elohim, and we take out him and put now unto YAHUSHUA, right? Let's read that like that. Now unto who? Read again.
Now unto YAHUSHUA.
That is what?
That is able.
He's what?
Able.
He's what?
Able.
To do what?
To do exceedingly.
Exceedingly.
abundantly,
abundantly,
above all
above all,
that we ask,
that we what?
ask,
Who's that? The Israelites, right? The Israelites, and guess what? Those remnant of Gentiles that he has awakened, watch, to see it also. There's a remnant of Gentiles that he has awakened to see it, to understand it. That we, watch. Now he's selling this thing. He said, watch, now according to YAHUSHUA, the Most High Yah, he said, when you choose him and ask something, guess what? He ain't just finna give you, you ask him for a bag of chips, he may give you the whole company. Because he said he do what? Exceed what you done asked. Then he exceeded by what? Abundance, right? And what else?
above all.
Then he goes, my goodness. He goes above or what? Exceeding. He goes above exceeding and abundantly. How do you go above exceeding and, come on, that's deep down here. In other words, he said what? The way he's putting his word, the Most I say, tell him who I am. The way he's doing that, your mind can't even comprehend. How can you go above exceeding and abundantly? Where is that at? That's deep now, ain't it? That's deep. That's deep. Now what he's showing, he said, this is what you watch. You left behind for the ways of the world, to mingle with those in the world. This is what you forfeited. Because watch. What Paul is doing, he says, watch. You hear Ephesus being destroyed because watch. My people destroyed for what? A lack of, you forgot the knowledge, the knowing of your Elohim. Because you what? You chose to do what? Depart from his what? Instruction. You chose to watch. Stop bringing your mind on a daily basis into agreement with what he says. It's a daily thing, right? Every day I got to do it. I got to bring my mind, no matter how much he bless you, no matter how much, how big a house you get, how much more land you get, how much more money you get, how much more promotions you get. I got to consistently do what? Bring my mind into what? Agreement, because the day that I don't, Hosea 4:6, I will own it. I'm going to own it. And it's going to own me. It's going to own me. Then watch, I got to teach my kids, because no, I can't just freely give you stuff. I cannot freely just give it to you. And I cannot freely correct you and worry about you getting mad with me, because watch, I've had to discipline myself to get what I got. That's what some of us, you scared that what I can care less about a child getting pissed off, mad, or whatever. Because guess what? When you know what you do, and how you got stuff, guess what? If you want this type of life, do this. That's what they taught back in the, come on. You don't think the Most High shaking us to wake us back up? Now what, you want to be a friend? Because watch, once these children get old, they're going to find somebody, you see what I'm saying? I remember Marlena said this. She said, one thing about your children when they get grown, once they start doing their own little, they go choose their ways, right? They go choose, it ain't nothing you. But the main thing, if they do choose their ways, guess what? Whatever way you choose, that's on you. But guess what? You can't say that I didn't show you the way. I didn't just talk to you about it. I showed it to you. I showed you the way. And not only did I show you what, you saw the hand of the Most High manifest. You saw it. You saw it. So watch. As a man, a woman, like I tell people, I say, as a man, he should want his daughter to marry a man just like him. As a woman, he should want his daughter, as a man, he should want his daughter to marry a man just like him. As a mother, she should want her son to marry, you see what I'm saying? Somebody just like her. Because what? We walk up in this word. We daily come into an agreement. Daily coming into this is the only way. There's a whole lot of ways out there. Because the broad path is very wide, right? But there's one way that leadeth not to destruction. There's one way that brings blessing, that addeth no what? It maketh you what? Rich. Come on. Come on. Come on. Not all your family members have it. You better reach on to the ones that you know that got it. Thought you had done brought another puppy in here. Go Bianca, go by the homeless dog shelter and get her one. Oh, Elder, you have to really come into agreement with that power. All right. Okay. So he's talking about what we ask or what? Now think about this. People have made a living off of asking, right? They don't understand. See, when all you're getting, you should get a what? Understanding. You haven't come into agreement with him. You want what you want. We ask or think according to the what? Power. Let's change power. Put Elohim there. Read it like that, Elder Williams.
Now unto Yahweh, that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to Yahweh that worketh in us.
That's the thing. So watch this now. When Yahweh is working in you, he's going to watch. Take what you think and have asked, and he's going to manifest it on the outside of you exceedingly, abundantly, above all that you have what? Asked, right? So guess what that's going to mean? Others going to be able to what? See it. And then when they see it, when you come and ask about it, you know, we ain't finna, well, you know your boy, you know, he just grinding, you know. Well, you know how people want to be self-exalted. They don't want to give the Most High no credit. I have to do it this way. There were a whole lot of ways that was opportunity that came up to me. There was money that was presented, but the Most High said, see, that's what he wants you to give, testimony. See, let me tell you something. As you read the scriptures, we just got through dealing with Judas, not Judas, but Philip and Timothy, right? No, was it Philip and Thomas, right? Philip and Thomas in John chapter 14, remember? Now, you got Philip and Thomas, you got Judas, you even got, right now we're dealing with Paul, right? Now watch. Now you got one side of teaching, but this is the other part of teaching. Each one of them represents a mindset. When you talk about Judas, watch. That represents, watch. There are people that's going to operate out of the mindset of Judas. That's the thought process. There's people that's going to operate out of the thought process of Philip. Remember Philip said, show us the Father. He used to say, have I not been with you so long, you know? There's folks that's going to operate out of the mindset of what? Peter. Those are all mindsets. So he gives it to you one way, then like he says, okay, it's broader than what you think. And many times, watch us, like I said, as you read, you can say, but dang, I can see how, man, I thought just like that. I thought just like Judas. I thought just like Aaron, when Moses went up and the people watched. And the people watched this. And the people, we don't know where he done went at. And you know where the people were? There was family. And so the family encouraged the leader to make them an idol. So you got folks, you got family that encourage you or try to promote you to do something that's outside of y'all. You know that's outside of y'all. So what? You may be Aaron. You might not have no saying. or you could be still connected to family that don't even live it, and they can say do this, and you know you shouldn't be doing it, and you still do it because why? I just want to be accepted. Aaron wanted to be accepted, right? I just want to be liked. So all them mindsets, you see what I'm saying? You got the story, but you got mindsets too, and he's showing you. But many times you say folks be teach that, and we know we should never do like Aaron, and don't realize you Aaron indeed. You don't realize what? Let the folks and family start pressuring you. What you do, you compromise every single time. See, his thing is so broad that he said, I'm gonna show you all kind of mindset. Cause you can just take it literal and be like, and it don't mean nothing to you. But when you start saying, well, dog, that's me. Because the more you, like I said, the more you choose to learn about yourself, the more you go know the Most High. Because if I say right now, tell me 15 things about yourself, most people struggle with that. Because you know why they go struggle? Because they don't want to tell you the label. And they run out of good. And they'll say the same thing over and over when it comes to good. Well, you just said that, you just use a different way of saying it. You already said that 5 times now. Okay? All right. Go with me to we're just free flowing. Sometimes I do this and I might be walking Yashriel, and a scripture come up to me, and I just say, think on these, you know. And so I record it, so that's what I like about these computers, you know. I record it to myself, so then when I go back, I can go look it up. And that's what you should do. When things, you wake up with scripture, like you say, you're able to write it down, record it to yourself. Because if you dream about it, it's for a reason. You see? Okay. How many, let me ask you this while we're on that. How many of you starting to dream different type of dreams? And the dreams, what I mean by dream, you understand it. You understand the dream. Because the Most High is understanding, right? So you ain't finna give you nothing that you don't understand. And we're going to use that. I like that word, understanding, because you got to know it from within, right? Because it's not outside of you, it's what? Inside of you. We've been taught to get everything outside of us, right? But everything is already in you. Everything is already in you. You ever went to a teacher and say, well, we can do it. I can see how I can get to it. I was looking at this, and you have the answer, and they be like, no, do it this way. It's like from there, they've already programmed you not to use it. You ever been like that? They don't want you, you know, they don't want you. Sometimes they realize we're dealing with a genius. And you done showed up the teacher. They don't like, no, you're going to stay in this program mindset. But the Most High is unlocking us. He's unlocking us. I'm telling y'all. Okay? Say this with me. It's not by chance or happenstance that I am learning what I'm learning. Okay? Romans 13, verse 11. Romans 13, verse 11. When the queen passed away this week, I said, all I could hear is Sam Cooke. Did y'all hear Sam Cooke when y'all heard her pass away? I did. And I'm going to play it when I leave. That's all I've been hearing is Sam Cooke. Most High moving, y'all. Don't get caught up in these. There's a lot of people with a lot of so-called knowledge, but they don't have what you have. They don't have the Ruach. Because these people, most people you listen to, you ever notice that it's doom and gloom? If you ain't got 3 years worth of lettuce, right? 4 years worth of rice. You done. If you ain't already did this, you ever heard some of them say that? And don't come to me because I ain't. Where is that in the Bible? You supposed to be, you see what I'm saying? Like you gotta, I'm gonna stay with the word, man. I'm looking at, I don't need that. Who are you? If you ain't done this, then you get one guy that said, on October, and every time he places a date, ain't nothing that happened. You ever know, you got what they don't have. You have what they don't have. All right. Romans 13, verse 11 through 13. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. It reads, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awaken out of what? Sleep. For now is our what? Salvation, deliverance, nearer than we what? Believe. Our deliverance is near than we believe. He says, Paul here is talking to what? Our brothers and sisters that what? Acting and living like Gentiles in Rome. He's telling what? Those Israelites that are calling themselves Romans, it's time to what? Wake up out of this watch. Mental sleep. Oh my goodness. A mental sleep. He ain't talking about physical, it's a mental. They mentally asleep. In other words, in an unconscious state where they don't know who they are, they don't know the power of YAH that work within them. He said, oh, it's now time, because guess what? Your deliverance is nearer than you have ever what? Believed. And look what Paul said, it's what? It's time. It's time. You got, like I said, you have to understand timing. You have to understand timing. You looking around like, I can't go with that. I can't get with that. I see what's going on. And it's like the Most High, he got the chosen, just sitting back, just kind of, just watching it all play out. It all play out. Now look, he's talking to a chosen selected group about being watched, waking up out of their sleep. Not everybody go wake up out of this watch, mental, spiritual sleep that has caused them to be dead to who they are, to the what? The true knowledge and the power of YAH and where YAH is residing at. Watch this. He says, the night is what? Far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore do what? Cast off works of what? Darkness. That means works of darkness is what? Bringing our mind into agreement with anything outside of what the Most High did not say. Right? He told us now, watch. He gave us Paul again in Philippians, I believe, to tell our brothers and sisters in Philippi. He says, watch. While you're journeying now to get you back into where you're supposed to be, I got to get your mind right, because your mind was off. And he says, first this is how you have to maneuver to get back to YAH and get YAH in you like you're supposed to. Think on these, what? That's an instruction, how you maneuver. I'm not in the name of Jesus. No. Instructions. He said, this is how you maneuver. Look at your neighbor and say, why are you still flirting around with depression? He says, I've given you how to maneuver on the earth. And the way you maneuver on the earth is with your mind and what you choose to come into agreement with. And he says, well, I'm telling you what to bring your mind into agreement with, right? On those things that are what? Good, pleasant, honest, of a good report, that have virtue. Only bring your mind into those things and stay out of what? Darkness. What? Right? What are you bringing your mind into agreement with? You don't know yourself, so you still bring your mind into something that he said, she said, or they said. The time is far spent for that mess. He said, I've given you what? How to move. You know he didn't give that to no other nation of people on how to move in the earth and have victory. You can't talk about overcoming and it is the God in me, and if you don't break your mind into agreement. What you bring your mind into agreement with, watch, has direct effect on how you see everything. Oh my goodness. It's just another manic Monday. Y'all remember that song? I wish it was Sunday. Because you brought your mind into agreement with watch. With a day that watch. They determined, watch. I'm going to tell you, watch this. They have determined how you see a Monday. But the Most High has determined how you're supposed to see a day too. But you choose what? Our people do this all the time. Think about it. I'm going to show you how you do this. All the time. How have they defined Monday? As like just a rough day, right? But the Most High says what? Monday is what? Day two? Day two. And he said, this is how I define how you're supposed to see every day that I give you to see. How does he give them to define the Elder William?
This is the day.
Come on now.
Yahweh has made.
Come on now.
I will rejoice.
I will what?
Rejoice.
Come on.
And be glad in it.
He said, I'll give you how you, but you go choose this day on who, what? On what power you go choose to work in your mind, right? Ain't that what he just told us? And so many times, what? You choose the power of this world that watch. Now watch, Monday is a good, now watch, guess what? You look at it like that, so you manifest, you feel weighted. And then guess what? Then you go find some folks you go manifest some folks that go give you hell that day too. Because you watch. That's how you come into agreement with that type of God. Does that, ooh. It can't be that simple. Yes, it can. Just my mind. Ain't that's what he just talked about. All about, exceeding abundant above all you can what? Think, ask or think, right? That's mental. Which is when we talk about mental means what? Spiritual, okay? Mental means spiritual. So Christianity has you dealing with a physical man. Oh, and a man didn't have an arm, and a blind man. You talking about the blindness in there. Feed the hungry. The hungry for what? The word. I come to open the eyes of the blind. Who was blind? YAHUSHUA said, Isaiah said that's what YAHUSHUA was going to come to do, right? What is he talking about? No, he's talking about blind. They have become blind to who they are, blind to their Elohim. Now these preachers made a lying ministry going around the world, talking about having, we went to someone, right? Now they're not even relevant no more. You see that? Because the Most High is knocking their tail down. Because it was never about that. You don't see them feeding the hungry. You see what I'm saying? And look at, he was born with 3 legs, but he's still hungry, and the other leg needs to grow just as long as the 3rd leg. Just, they used to do this stuff. And here we are, because we were blinded. $20 to them. Hopefully it'll feed 10 of them. Wish I could give them a can of soup. But never talking about that. We didn't know. You say, well, let me tell you something. We didn't know, but the Most High honestly knew that watch. We really was looking for him. You got folks that, some of these preachers, they know this stuff we talking about. But guess what? It said it's hard for a rich man to get they got rich. And so they wasn't ready to relinquish that type of ministry to lose all that money, to tell you the truth. If I lose that, how am I get all this money? They wasn't really, but the Most High started striking them down. You see that? And then he started making them a lie. All this healing ministry, all them folks died during COVID. Didn't have not one prayer crusade or a healing crusade, right? Didn't have one healing crusade. Think about it. Now all I'm trying to slick, I'm coming out. No, it's too late. It's too late. You ain't really coming out right. You got more to tell, but you don't want to lose what you got. You see? All them folks down there living on the streets down there in Atlanta. Come on. All right. The night is far spent. The day is at what? Hand. Let who? Us. Therefore what? Cast off the works of darkness. Who was Paul going to? The Israelites that were in Rome. Let us. We the one went into darkness. He told us that we were the salt and light, all right? But our people in dark, you see? Cast off the works of darkness and let us what? Put on the, there it is right there. Put on the what? Armor of light. Be what I call you to be. You are the light. You know he didn't make no other nation of people the light but the Israelites. These what the other nations didn't want to hear. These what the other nations never want you to understand about yourself. You get around one of them because they got money. Oh, you got a big old house. That it? And they full of depression. Full of, all kind of stuff. Making movies about you. Calling you the X-Men. Ooh. Making you like beasts. And all these folks on these movies that have all these strange powers didn't know what I'm talking about. That's you, Israelite man. That's you, Israelite woman. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, in champering or wantonness, not in strife and what? Envying. No. Why do you think he said this? Because this is what got him in Rome. He's telling you, watch. He's giving them instructions how to live. This is what you got to do. You cannot have this inside of you. You cannot bring your mind into agreement with what? Rioting. That's fighting, drunkenness. Drunkenness means, watch, you just going with every type of dark, every type of way. Watch, you just not just physical, not just alcohol. You just go with anything that makes you feel good. Everything because it's fun don't mean you're supposed to get into it. Because it's fun. Girls just want to have fun. So do boys. Watch. See why? That was a different type of code that the Israelites were supposed to live by. Chambering. I have to look that one up. And wantonness, not in strife and envy. Strife, what is that? Like I told you, arguing, fighting, envying. So these are the things that, watch, our people were plagued to, watch, come into agreement with. Being envious, jealous, strifing with one another. You can have a person right now, watch. They can be cordial to speak with you, but in their mind, they're striking with you. You don't know how people know how to interact with you, but what? Their mind, they're really striking with you. How do I know that? Then Judas was all around YAHUSHUA, right? And was really striking with him. Just because people are around you don't mean that ain't striking with you. Striking right with you and around you. Mentally. Don't like you. Got something against you. That's deep. So he's dealing with what got them in darkness. And they can't be the light. He called them to be the light. Called us to be the light. What's the light? The knowledge and wisdom of the world? Ooh. That's what the light is. That's what the light is. Watch this. Find that where he said he was going to awaken us out of our slumber. I think that's is that in Ezekiel? There will be a time where it said the Most High will awaken us. And that time, is that in Ezekiel? I'm at the find. Okay. Say awaken out of slumber, Ezekiel. That's how I believe. Hey, I'm basically, I thank the Most High for I don't even know what the name of this computer voice is, but it helped me out. Y'all got Siri, Apple users. I just got a Droid, and it do what I need to do. Is it Ezekiel? What chambering means?
Chambering means it says we would say informally shacking up, bed hopping, living together, sleeping around, fornication, adultery, prostitution.
Yeah, just basically just jumping. Hey, and you see that now. Our people, I'm talking about in like old adults, just doing it out. And I was looking at somebody like, I know, like the young folks back home, I see them on Facebook when I'm strolling through. I don't know what's done got in these kids now. Every time I see them on the picture, they taking pictures shooting birds. You ever see that? I'm talking about just taking pictures shooting birds. Then I seen someone with their mama taking pictures shooting birds. Did somebody die? Jesus, we need you right now. And like the preachers, they won't fix it. Most I go get these jokers, man. They're trying to do everything to be liked and be accepted. The Most High ain't trying to unify nobody. They ain't trying to come into agreement with following these instructions. All right, we'll find it later. I thought I had listened, but it just came to me, that kind of precepts along with Romans. But go to Deuteronomy 6. Deuteronomy 6. Deuteronomy 6. I think the next time we get together, we go do that little exercise where I want you to sit with your eyes closed and meditate. Because you got to hear him. And you have to hear the Most High for yourself. And you learn how to hear, because as time is progressing and things are being carried out in there, you got to learn how to hear him. Because if you don't learn how to hear him, you go hear outside of you. Everything outside of you really brings fear and insecurity. You know that? You got to learn how to listen from within. No matter what the situation, circumstances, you have to continue to discipline yourself, disciple yourself to listen to the Elohim that is from within. Okay? And I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that little exercise next Shabbat if the Most High tarries. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 6. It says this. Huh? It was Ephesians. Okay, read it. Read it real quick.
Okay, it's not I don't know what translation this is.
Give me King James.
Okay. Mine's from C verse, so.
Huh?
It's mine's from C verse, so. It says, wherefore he says, awake you that sleep and arise from the dead, and the anointed Messiah shall give you light. That's Ephesians 5:14.
Okay, that ain't the one. No, that ain't the one. I think it's Ezekiel. It's a prophecy that he was going to awaken us in the last days. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy. We'll find it. Deuteronomy 6, we're going to read from verse 4 through 7. It reads, Hear, O who? Israel. Israel. Who is Israel? That's us. Scattered tribes in the four corners of the earth. Here, here, here. Okay, again. When we think about hearing, because we got to slow it down, right? And teach it right. Where does hearing come from? It comes from within, right? Yeah, within. You hear in here. Like, if you choosing the Elohim that you're choosing right now, the Elohim that you work with. I could be speaking to you, but guess what? You don't hear nothing that I'm saying. But you could be hearing, and you wait till I get home. I'm still pissed off. And the word, the Most High could be bringing, you see what I'm saying? You have chosen the Elohim, watch, that's going to work through your mind, your thoughts, the way you see things. I've said before, I'm like, how are you calling me about that and I just taught a whole series on that? How you going to say something like, you weren't listening to the word? And the Most High said through the word, he said, no. They've already chosen the Elohim. And the Elohim is not me. Because a lot of people think, watch, and a lot of preachers think because you're not flowing with him. Anybody can get up and teach it and post it or whatever. Anybody can do that. That's why he said, many gonna say, on that day, didn't I do such and such and so and so? And he gonna say what? Depart from me. I ain't know you. Knowing means knowledge. You watch. You didn't live in my knowledge, so guess what? That means I don't know. When you don't live in his knowledge, he don't know you. No matter how much you're around it. So he's telling our ancestors, look, this is Moses, telling our ancestors to do what? Hear. Hear also means to do what? Obey. I'm finna give you something that you need to discipline your mind to watch. Obey it. There's no outside. There's no, watch, is it okay if I put my little pinky toe over here? No. Hear what I'm about to tell you and discipline yourself on a daily basis to do what I'm about to tell you. Watch this. He says, Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah, our Elohim, is what? One. Verse 5. You shall love Yahuwah, your Elohim, with all your heart and all your soul, with all your strength. Okay, let's read this back. Let's read it back. You shall love means to what? You shall obey. Because he said, if you remember, YAHUSHUA said, if you love me, keep my commandments, meaning to obey. He defines love as obedience. You can talk about falling, I love that song back in there, falling in love with Jesus was the best thing I've ever done. So obeying the Most High was the best thing you ever done. Because he said, watch, many are called, but few are chosen. In other words, few choose to obey him. So they were talking about some sensual type of stuff, right? You go back and start listening to some of the stuff. It's more sensual. It's almost like a physical relationship. You know what I'm talking about? And he hold me and he wrong me. Like I told you, he's not picking your big tail up. He's not picking you up. No, he's not. You shall obey Yahuwah, your Elohim, with all your mind. In other words, you got to bring your mind into agreement with what he says. He says with all your mind. All your mind means watch. Not only this, but bring your mind into agreement with every aspect where I have a law and instruction. You got to bring your mind to come into agreement with that. All of it. Because you can have part of your mind that come in agreement with this, but I don't know, because Christmas is coming up. Well, give them some gifts now to show me you ain't programmed. That's how you break it. You want to be gifted, right? Go ahead and give them gifts now. Give them something now. You see, that's how you break stuff. I don't know. I just want a bunny hop. I'm hopping to the mall and get them something anyway. Give it. Yeah, go get them something now. My mother said, go get your mama something now. You see how, I'm going to show you, you see how the God of this world program, you can see what you flowing with. I got to get you. Why you won't get them nothing now? You don't think about giving them no plate. Give them nothing. As soon as, because your other siblings and things do it, here you go. Did you get it? Yeah, get it now. Matter of fact, once nightfall, you got you want to go get them something, go get it now. You go to gift shop and get some gold and silver wrapping and wrap it on up. So what I'm saying is this. He said you got to bring your whole mind into every area, not some areas, but into every area when he's giving instructions. Bring your mind, not say, well, I'm good on this one. But that, please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. Don't bring that out when you want to disobey him. You see what I'm saying? You think he's going to be patient with you for you to sin? That's kind of, you think about it as something, please be patient with me. God is not. What you mean? So he's like, go ahead, I know you weak. Go ahead and chamber. Go ahead and chamber again. Please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. Little they know, oh, he's been through with you. He been done. Like he said that I go ahead, Quiz, I understand. Go ahead, Laquita. I know. Come on, man. It's like all this stuff was basically giving you permission, you know what I'm saying? To say, I'm only human, so and yeah, like I say, this thing is, like I say, to really get into it, man, like I say, it's meditation. You got to take out time in your day and meditate. Meditate. Where is all that coming from? You say, well, dog, it might be coming from a TV show. It might be coming from a coworker you see with a conversation with something like that. Oh, friend, that ain't your friend. Stop coming into agreement with things that ain't of darkness. The more you come in agreement, you start to act just like them. Start to look like them. And they supposed to watch. Get what's us. You know, we up here. We don't supposed to come down. You remember how they went down in the book of Adam and Eve? We don't supposed to go down that mountain. You see? We supposed to stay up. Don't go down there and play with Cain children. All right. It's finished. He says, watch, verse, I'm going to stay with verse 5. You shall love, in other words, obey the Most High, your Elohim, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your what? Strength. In other words, that's bringing everything about you to line up with what he says. So that's, like I said, getting to know you and working on you. Most folks don't work on this stuff like that. Let me bring myself into agreement. Let me bring myself into discipline. Now, I got to get myself right. And most people, when they say, I'm just to myself, now you to yourself because you're mad. You mad and pissed off with somebody. Because when you come from up fasting, you're supposed to come with some power. You know what I'm saying? You done separated yourself. Because, if you do that, make sure the Most High tell you to do that. If you start talking to a brother or sister, make sure it ain't your emotions, but it's the Ruach telling you to do that. Because, watch this. Who is Paul going to? Paul was going to people that's in darkness. They ain't living right. Our people, watch, they see one thing wrong with a person, they want to separate. And the Most High said, I'm showing you, Pharisee. You have a Pharisee mindset. You supposed to have the light, then go let it shine. Go let it shine on them. All right. And these words, which I command you today, shall be where? In your what? Heart, your mind. Otherwise, you can't listen to all type of junk in your mind. You could just be, our kids, they can listen to all kinds of music, they know everything. I don't know nothing about the scripture. Like I told you, I remember when I went to cooking. Like I said, I love to listen to slow music. That's what we call it. We didn't call it R&B. We call it slow music. And I forget who sung that song. I think was it Jodeci or somebody. But these words was in my heart. As I listened to them day and night, I went to sleep to them. Freak me, baby. And I would go and start having sex with a different woman every night in my dreams. And I wake up and like, God, I'm sorry. I ain't trying to do it. I'm sorry. And he says the music. I heard it clear as day. He says the music. And I had, because back then, when I was coming up, you didn't buy music. You waited till that song came on the radio and you put that cotton in the and you. Hey, these two fingers right here, boy, they were famous. Well, play and record, baby. These are strong fingers. Like you can't beat your parents finger wrestling knee. They were finger wrestling you and win everything. Boy, they press play and record and stealing music so much. Bro. Yeah, Bernie, they call it, Bernie. Boy, these fingers right here, these here was a winner, boy. Yeah, they got you a mixtape. But I remember me being my boy, I got the one. Because me and my boy, we would record slow music, and then that's when they had two-way. Like, we call a girl up. he be with his girl, or I be on the phone with my girl, and I say, and we'll call each other, man, I need you to DJ for me tonight. Put that tape in, we record it. So watch, he got his phone pushed to his speaker playing that slow music. What you doing? What's that I hear? Oh, it ain't nothing. That's the radio? Nah, look, tape. Now you should, we had, cause he DJ. Hurry up, man! I need you to DJ for me, cause her mama will let her get on the phone after 10. We can do all kind of stuff like that. You gonna DJ for me? I need you to DJ for me tonight. Little old young jits. Doing some stuff, man. But yeah, so he said, let these words be where? In your mind. So watch. And I'm going to end right here. So if I'm going to let his words be in my mind, watch. When I go to pray, I can't be doing all that talking. Right? I can't. That's why he says, let not this book of the law do what? Depart out of your what? Your mouth. You shall what? Meditate day and night. So what? He wants me to meditate it because there I get my instructions. How do you think the prophets would get their instructions? They said meditate. How do you think, watch, and I'll show you this later, how do you think Elijah was able to defeat folks? He went and meditated. Soon as he listened to what was outside of him, he fell. Remember, the Most High had dealt with him and told him to go to a certain place? And he said, watch, he looked and all these kind of natural things, but it wasn't in the fire, it wasn't in the wind. Then a what? A still small voice came. Guess where that still small voice came? Within, in here. This is where it comes at. In here. You think it came in? No, that still small voice is in here, in your mind. He had to let the things outside of him get him away from his Elohim, which is located in here. Think about how many times, some of you, a lot of times we always use employment, and there's nothing wrong with it. Think how many times you let somebody that's outside get you outside of knowing with your power that's on the inside. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times you didn't know. We didn't know it like we know what we learning now, though. You see? You think about it. Now you outside just like Elijah. And even though I had told y'all not to be listening to, what that girl name that sang that song? Take Me to the King. I'm sick and tired of all these games. You done went on break and done found where she at. Take me to crying and stuff. I'm sick and tired of all these games. And you the one playing the game. Elijah let Jezebel watch. He chose. How did he choose that though? Somewhere maybe in his victories he started getting lax with bringing himself in agreement. Because when things start getting sweet for you, people start getting what? Lax. It's a day-to-day thing. He says, well, you got to bring your mind every day into agreement. Because you don't know what tomorrow what may hold, right? It's coming. Like even some of the kids with challenges, whether it be with schooling or you guys being young adults, the reason why you having struggles and stuff because you're not bringing your mind into what the Most High says. You haven't been reading your Bible. I'm going to tell you, start back in Genesis, over, from the beginning. Start right. There's no way you don't have time. You got time to read. You got time to play games. You got time to play, do sports, band, whatever it may be. Painting, whatever you do. I don't know what you do. Huh? TikTok, Instagram. You got time for all that. And you got a handheld computer. All that stuff go lose. And your parents ain't got time to tell what's wrong with you. We know what's wrong with you. We know exactly what's wrong with you. You away from the word. And you supposed to be going through. And anybody ain't finna give you no money. Ain't finna do nothing. Finna point you, get in that book. Start praying, meditate, what the Most High say to you. Because if you could do that to them parents, guess what? They'll feel better. But if you try to buy them, that ain't gonna get them nowhere. Go somewhere and sit and listen. What is he saying to you about what you're feeling? And if they don't sound right, go back. Go back and come to me again. If you think they're just trying to say something because you're trying to say something to get what you want, it ain't gonna work. Because now you learn to be a liar, and the Elohim that you serve is not a liar, he's in truth. He wants you from up out of that type of mindset. Let me go ahead and say what I think they want to hear so I can get out of all this type of God talk stuff. It don't work like that. You got on an everyday basis, bring your mind. He said with all your heart, your mind, your soul, come into agreement with the instructions that are in the scriptures. You got to do it. Think on these. Man, why do you think he gave you that stuff? He only gave one nation of people that stuff. This is how you don't need to maneuver. They left that, and guess what? Hell. This is how, watch. Some of us, we're not up under the curse anymore. We're in these, we're just waiting on time to get to the other part. But what, you see it? And so he's saying even to us now, don't get lax. I don't care who done got lax around you. Don't you get lax. You got to stay up. That's our watch. You're going to be able to be a witness, a light, be the light to where you're at. Because like I say, things coming with watch. People over you, people, they don't know what to do. Coming to you crying, you go see it. But watch. Now watch. The Most High says, now watch. Now I'm finna manifest Joseph in you for these folks. Yeah, many places, like I said, many of you guys done stepped into new things and things like that. Like I said, but those new places he see, that's your Egypt. Watch. And it's new, watch, it's kind of foreign, seem like it's, right? That's your Egypt. And when you hear the Most High, you know what's okay. And you see all these folks, they complaining, mad, and you unbothered. Oh, I know why I'm here. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity in the time when it's time for me to speak. And when I speak, things will change. Why? Because change is in me. Change is the Most High. And he dwells in me. So guess what? I manifest change. So Father, y'all, we thank you for today. We give you praise and we give you honor for who you are. Thank you for your word. Thank you for your counsel, Father. To my brothers and sisters that say, my brother, I'm trying to get close to the Most High. I want to start living for the Most High. What shall I do? My brother, my sister, you turn from living life according to your own way. And you begin to turn to live according to the way of the Most High, which is in the scriptures that are in the Bible. So I'm going to give you an example prayer of how you get started to living your life for the Most High. Here's the prayer. Father Yah, I come to you and ask you for forgiveness of my sins. What are sins? Sins are going against, disobeying the Most High's instructions that are in the Bible. For every area of life, the Most High has instructions in the Bible how he wants us to live according to that area of life. He's given us specific instructions on what he wants us to do and how he wants us to do it. So we have to discipline ourselves to come into agreement with what he wants us to do. So when we don't do those things, we disobey, it's called sin. So Most High, I ask you to forgive me of my sins. So say, for instance, my sin is stealing. Father, y'all just come to you and ask you to forgive me for stealing my brother's money. When he takes me on errands and he goes to run his errands, I steal his loose $1 bills. So Most High, I ask that you may forgive me for stealing his money. I went to my brother Most High and I confessed to him what I had been doing for the last 2 years, stealing his money. Not only did I confess and tell him, Most High, I returned his money to him. So Father, y'all, I ask that you may forgive me now. So my sin was stealing. So whenever you mess up and you go against the Most High's will, confess what the sin is. Just don't say, forgive me of my sin. You know what you did. You call it out, confess it. If your sin happens to hurt someone, you're supposed to go to that person and make it right. Go to that person and make it right, or go to those people. Sometimes your sin, it's unto other folks. So go to that and make it right. Okay? All right. So Father Yah, thank you for giving me another chance to get my life right and sparing my life up to now. Father Yah, if I should fall, as I'm on my journey with you, I pray that you will bring conviction on me by your Spirit, that I can get up and repent and do what's right again. And I thank you that today all is well. All is well with me. Repenting means turning from doing what's wrong. Like I say, on this journey trying to live for the Most High, there'll be times you will fall. But the thing is to get up and do what's right, not to continue to stay in it and hide and wait for somebody to call it out. Because usually when somebody calls it out, you really, a lot of times you go back and do it again. So you have to really, have that godly sorrow. Have that godly sorrow and know what it's costing you. And basically what we're teaching now, it costs you the knowledge of the Most High, His protection, His security. Those things, man, we can't make it in this world without that. So if you pray that prayer, there are two things I ask you to do. First is to get your Bible. Once you get your Bible, I want you to go straight to the Old Testament. Make sure you have a pen and pad available. I want you to start reading in the first book of the Old Testament, that is Genesis. Before you start reading and studying, say this prayer: Most High, grant me with knowledge and wisdom of that knowledge of what you're saying to me through your word. All right. If there's ever time that you are studying your word, you don't fully understand what you're studying, feel free to reach out to us. Second thing I want you to do, especially if you're not local, reach out to us so we can help you find a fellowship in your area that can keep you encouraged while you're on this journey. We cannot find a fellowship that teaches the truth of the Most High Scripture. We will stay in contact by the way of technology, which I do week in and week out from other states and other countries. The vision of the Salt and Light Church is to see mankind become effective in everywhere their life, so we, the body of Christ, may have a positive effect on our society through YAHUSHUA the Christ.